Terry Shaughnessy here. I wanted to share with you how I made my bird bath, and if you can see it, that's it down there. That's the first one I've ever done. I haven't done any since, so this will be my second one. But I posted that picture on like 3 different groups on Facebook, and I had over 2,000 likes, and everybody was wanting to know how I made it. So I'm going to show you the steps that I did to give you an idea of what I did to create that. I started with my utility tray, did it at Walmart or hardware store. I have sand, just white silic sand, play sand, it doesn't matter, the sand. Then I have a bowl, and this will give me my shape for my bird bath. I set it in there, center it up a little bit the way I want it. I pour, oh, it's heavy, more sand over the top. Like that. Now I like to, this worked for me. I took a little bit of water and watered over the top of my sand just a little bit. That helps hold it together. I might need some more. I mounded it up. Yeah, it's going to need a little bit more water. That should be enough now. Pat it in. This will get you an idea of how big you want your bird bath too. Try to make it smooth. I like making it flat on the bottom. Make it a little flat. It's not hard to do this. Like I said, the first one I made turned out, and everybody liked it. So, that's a good start right there. Now I take two garbage bags and I tear them apart. And I put them over the sand, because you don't want sand in between the leaves and the concrete. And I press it down again. Just garbage bags. Bags. So how easy that is. Now, I have my hosta leaves, and I'm going to do this one different. The one down here, I had my tips going down out that way. This time I'm going to take and put my tips in. And you want to use the backs of your leaves, because that's where all the veins and the texture is. So I just put it down like this. Kind of make it these in like a, oops, that's my first mistake. Like that. And like this. Everything that you see is going to be, you work from back forwards. So these will be back, and like, and everything I add to it will be like on top. So you have to think that way. What do you want to be on top? How do you want that to look? So I'm going to use smaller leaves now, and I'm going to tuck in like this, and still have the shape. I have like this on top, this one on top, this one here on top, and this is going to make it nice because it'll follow the edge of these leaves. Should make a pretty edge. Keep them up there. And I got one more. This one will be on top. Bring him up a little more. Put this one in here like this. Now that's how I made arranged them. You keep them scooted up to where you need them to be. So it'll all be like this when I get ready to put my concrete on. And that should be pretty. That should be real pretty. It's a hot day today. It's like 90 out here, and the humidity's terrible. We had a bad storm last night. So, this is how I arranged them. And then I'll put my concrete on here. Now, I don't have it mixed up yet because I figured I needed to talk a little bit. So I'm going to stop, and we're going to mix up the concrete, and then I'll show you how I put the concrete in. There you go. Okay, we're back. We have the concrete mixed up. We use Countertop Concrete. That's a little bit smoother concrete. And Bob, you got this zoomed in pretty good, don't you? So they can see. We're having a little trouble with the wind. I'm wanting to blow everything around right now. You can see how I did add another leaf, but you kind of see how I have my pattern now a little better. Basically, it's ready to go. So we're going to try to get it on here. And kind of hold down. I like to put it in spots first to kind of hold down the leaves. This one's old. Maybe a little thin, we'll have to see. But it sets up so fast. The rock's just there to hold my leaves in place from the wind. You want 2 inches, about 2 inches of concrete. See if I get it on the leaves, that's I'll keep them right in the same spot I want. This is a little thin, but it's hot and it's probably going to set up pretty fast. So, okay, I think I can take my rock off. And you can see how pretty that's going to look up there. I really like this, the way these leaves overlap right there. So I'm going to try to keep it there, that way. Put it on there. Should be pretty. It's running. We don't want it to be too so runny that it runs off the leaves. So if your concrete's a little bit runny, you can let it set for a few minutes and stay in place. Try to keep it in place. You don't want it to run off the leaves. So sometimes that's just a matter of letting it sit in the bucket just a little bit longer. So we're going to let that sit there, kind of smooth out on its own. I'm going to go down here and start a little bit of my pattern. Try to keep my leaves in place where I want them. It's basically, this is all you do. You just smear it on now. Now this is running, so we're going to have to let it sit for a few minutes, maybe, the concrete. We'll get it started. Yeah, it's running. I don't want it to go off the leaves. I don't want it to go off the leaves. I'm going to keep that pattern if I can. So, I'm just going to hold it there for a few minutes. Maybe spread it that way. The rest of it seems to be doing alright. It's just that one spot must have been a little wet. That's it. Of course, make sure you wear gloves. Oh, that's better. How easy it is, you just smear it on there. Now it's starting to set up a little bit better in the bucket, so yeah, it's doing good. It's setting up now. I knew the heat would probably get to it a little. So my plan is to get this on here. We'll let it set for 2 days, and then we'll flip it over, and I'll show you that in a couple of days. We'll do another video and show you that. We'll have an unveiling. You can see what it's going to look like, and then I'll show you what I do when I paint it. Yeah, this is working out good. This is pretty. I think I'm going to let the sweat stick off my face again. Oh, sorry. It's hot. That's why it hits my eyes and I can't see. Yeah, this is going to do good. I think it should have a nice edge to it by doing it this way. Just kind of follow your leaves a little bit. It's a little thin. It's up fast now. It's starting to set up already. Try to keep it 2 inches thick down here. Well, everywhere actually. Working. Fine. This side. I said this is a pretty easy thing to do. There, I see it ran off. You can scoop it back if it runs off. You just don't want to mess too much with your. We'll let that set for a few minutes. It's kind of thin there again. Once it starts setting up, you can push it back. It's getting there. I like it when it's just the right amount of dry, not so wet. Get to your edges a lot better. See, that's really good. It's not hardly spread out at all. Just follow my leaf. Really kind of should be pretty. Don't know what color I'm going to make it yet, though. I have a friend who wants this one, and I think she likes blue. My last one was blue. It's getting there. Look, it's getting there. Yeah, it's getting there. For where it's a little bit thin. This is all you do. Oh, good. Got that on my concrete here. I notice when I get down to the bottom of the bucket, seems to be a little bit more coarse or something. Maybe it's not mixed as well. So just look where it maybe isn't, where you think it might not be thick enough, like right there. Just add some more. You can always still push it back up if it needs to be. That's basically what you do now. You just get it on there, let it start setting up. Yeah, we had bad storms last night. We had a wall cloud, hail the size of your palm of your hand. We didn't have any damage, but lots of people around had trees down, and Mother Nature, I'll tell you, she can be hard to deal with sometimes. Okay, that's looking good. Oh, it's starting to set up too. That's good. Now, I have a little bit left. Might as well use it. I like to make sure there's enough on the bottom here, because that's, you don't want that to be thin there in the bottom, for sure. That's where you're going to be setting your, I use conduit pipes to set it on. And I take and make 3, pound them about, what, Bob, 2 foot long, 2.5 foot long, and pound them into the ground, or you can go as long as you want. It depends on, that tells how high you want your bird bath to be. And then I pound them into the ground, and then they'll just sit like one here, and one here in a triangle. Okay, we're getting there. Yes, we're getting there. I don't even think I need a tool. Maybe. Let's see if we can find this a little more. You can do this, but patent works just as good. You can clean up the edges a little bit if you want. Let's see, have a look at my tool. Just go around and, like, there's, push it back maybe, even though it's not on the leaf. It'll be alright. It'll still get the pattern of that leaf there. Actually, it looks pretty good. I think it's thick enough. I wish this maybe would be a little bit thicker, so I'm going to push it back. I kind of like it to not be so thin on the edges. And it's okay to push it back. And that's pretty much what we do. Let that set. Flip it over in a couple of days and see what we got. So, there you go. You wanted to see it. Or several people wanted to see it. That gets you started on what to do. And I'll just kind of work on my edges a little bit more myself here. And call this good. And we'll get back to you. We'll get back to you in a couple days. Maybe it won't be so hot and I won't be sweating down my face. So, everybody, have a safe day.
No.
Hi, we're back. This is set 2 days, turned upside down and into sand and stuff, and Bob helped me flip it and remove the sand away so you can see what it looks like. So when you take it off, you can still see all the leaves. This right here, I'm not sure that I like this. We're going to have to see how this turned out. I was hoping to see the tips a little better in there, but so anyway, it pretty much really did stay in place real good. So we're going to start seeing what this looks like. So you can just peel it off. Oh yes, oh yes, this is going to be pretty. Let's see what we got here. Here's another one. Yep, it's working. Yeah, it's gonna look nice. Yep, I'm already pleased with it. I think it's going to be real pretty. I think I'm going to paint it purple. I got to go find a color yet. I don't have the paint. So what we'll do next, I'll take oh yeah, this is turning out nice. Oh yeah, this is turning out pretty. This is the fun part. Yeah, this will clean up nice. Okay. Still have places where the leaves will kind of stick under the concrete just a little bit. You can see it. Just try to get it off of there. This really did come out nice. Sometimes I notice when, like that right there, the leaf's under it, so the little pieces of the concrete will pop off, and I kind of want them to do that to continue my pattern, and then scrape the leaf off, and then that will end up giving us a better, see, that comes off, and I want that to come off. Then that gives us, yeah, there it is. You can see it, there's more leaf under there. There it goes. You just got to work with it. See, I'm getting that edge back right there. So this is pretty much the easy part. I take, after I get it all scratched off, this is just a piece of plastic. I just keep working on getting the plant out of there in those places. This is the one down here. I don't know. Let's see how this does. I was really hoping. Yeah, it's going to come off some. Yeah, it's going to come off. So I probably will be able to work on getting. Yeah, see, it's coming off. What the plan is, it's going to come off. So it'll take me a little bit, not long, to get this cleaned up. Oh, there's a nice tip. That's what's going to be nice about it when I can, like, see, here's the tip of this leaf. Comes around like this. There's the tip. That will paint up really pretty when I get to it. Yeah, it's going to be pretty. So here's the plan. Once I get this all done, then I'll take this and just lightly scrape it off here and there and around the edges. Remove anything that's, but I don't have to remove much. It's good. It's going to be good. So I'll finish cleaning this up. Look here. Look at the pattern. You can see them. They're good. They're going to be good. I'll get this cleaned up. I'll spend the time doing it myself, and I'll get back with you. And then what I will do, I will paint this with exterior latex paint. My first coat is going to be black, and I mix it half paint, half water. And this is what I was told to do by a man who it's been his life's work making fountains and concrete statues and things for outside. He says take it, like right now, once I have it cleaned up, before I paint it, wet it down. Not soak it, just wet it down, like spray some water on here and wet it down. And then take your 50% paint, 50% water, and just brush it on everything. It doesn't have to be a thick coat. It's not going to be a thick coat. This is going to be like a wash. But what it does is it goes into the concrete because it's the water, having it wet first, helps it to absorb into the concrete. And since this is going to be a bird bath, you want that to happen. He says that his fountains will last for 10, 15, 20 years painted this way. So we're going to paint this with black exterior latex paint, 50% paint, 50% water, and I'll get that done, and then I'll come back and I'll show you how I'm going to finish it off. So the next time you see me, this will be black. So have a good day.
Go.
Okay, here we go. Okay, we're back. We're ready to paint. I'll go ahead and show you what I did, or what I'm going to do. I wet this down. I just took the hose and wet it down a little bit. There's no paint on it yet. I mix up my dark color. It doesn't have to be black. It could be any dark color you want, but it needs to be a dark color. That way the details of the veins of the leaves will show through. And so what I do is I have my color, and I mix equal parts, half and half of my paint, exterior acrylic latex paint, and so half paint, half water. And you just basically brush it on. It's that simple. Doesn't have to be thick, doesn't have to be, just brush it on. The water helps to soak the paint into the concrete, and that's supposed to be what helps it to stay on longer. So this is, and I'll let this dry. Now flip it over and do the other side. And it's water. You can see it's watery. Just scrub it in. And it'll look a little streaky, and that's okay. You get that on there, and you could give it a second coat. I'll probably paint it after this. I'll paint it the main color of what I want my bird bath to be. So that's all you do for that, for the back. So I'll flip it over and paint the inside, and then I'll get back with you. dry. Come back in about probably 15-20 minutes and I'll be able to paint it with my colors. Yep. That'll be good. Okay, how I'm going to start this is I find my patterns. I can see them on here. And first I'm going to take my, what I call my mother color, the main color that I want my leaves to be, which is this pink. It's the middle color too. It's not the darkest, and then white will be the lightest. But anyway, first I dry brush, so I don't get a lot. And this is also straight out of the can. Exterior latex paint, not diluted. So I've got some on my brush. You don't want to paint it so hard that it fills the cracks, because the cracks are what you want to see. That's what makes the pretty texture. So this leaf is on top. On this side, so I'm going to dry brush some of this purple, pink. See how I'm hitting and missing? Go down here. And I like to, at this point I still leave an awful lot of the dark color showing through. This right here, this one's on top. And just follow it around. At this point, it's easier, it's better to do less than more. You can always go back and do more. Can you see this in here? Okay. There's the edge of this. I think you can already see that leaf starting to take shape already. Follow the pattern around. The secret to this, to make it stand out, is going to be what I call light against dark. Like this will be light, that part of that leaf will be dark. This will be light, that part of that leaf will be dark. So that's the goal of what I'm trying to do here. That's what makes your paintings pop, is when you get a play of light against dark. And it also keeps your leaves more separated too, so you can see the individual leaves better than just painting it all. All solid pink or whatever color you're using. I know there's not pink Hosta leaves, but I want this to be pink. My bird bath, so I can do what I want. I want pink. I like pink, and I don't have enough of it in my flower bed. what makes it pretty. Okay, let's leave that. And I'm going to go into some of my darker, my shadow color. Same. And I'll be working in the opposite sides over here. That leaf, that tucks that leaf back behind. And one in front of it there. Yeah, that's really great. Remember, try to just hit the top. Leave that dark color showing through. That a little heavy. Pretty. I'm going to take a little bit of white and tap again, just more dry brush, and I'm going to hit the edges that are on top, like this was the one's on top. I'm just going to hit that. Yeah, this is on top. Okay, here a little bit. And you can run it in here a little bit if you want. Again, I'm still leaving that dark show through. Yeah, you can start seeing them. Oops. at it and see what I think. It's awfully pretty. Maybe a little more pink. Now it's just a matter of you finishing it off the way you want it to look with the colors. Just don't get carried away with the paint. You want that black to show through. It's pretty. I like it. I just about think that's close to being done. That's how simple it is. It's not hard to make these. Learn the little tricks to doing it. It's pretty. I think I'm gonna leave those dark, those centers dark. I think that looks fine and that looks good. Well, I think that's it. I'll probably flip it over and maybe paint the back, maybe blue, or we'll see. I'll think about it for a while. But that's it. As far as sealing it, I've had a bird bath painted with outside acrylic paint, and it lasted for years with no sealer. Some people still like to put a sealant on it. Some people like to use polyurethane. Some likes to use an acrylic sealer on it, a spray sealer on it. So I can't really advise the best because, like I said, I haven't. This is only my second one, and but that one over there, I put a spray acrylic on it, probably Krylon sealer, I think is what it's called. I might not seal this one to see how it holds up without a sealer. But anyway, that's how you make it. That's how I paint it. And if you can find something that works better, share it with me. So there you go. Can't wait to get it dry. I think I might give the blue one to a friend, and I'm going to keep this one. I like this one. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed my lessons. And pretty new at this. It's the first time I've done this, so it's just how it is. It's me. I get pretty messy. Okay.